Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Saying Cast Different Day Podcast. That's what Washington, D.C. used to look like. It used to look so beautiful, not all chaotic. It was a very peaceful place. And now we got this going on.
What is that?
So, as you know, that's the East Wing that was tore down right there. And then right there, we see all the cranes and stuff. That's where he's building an arena to hold a UFC fight.
You got to be kidding me.
I wish I was. I really wish. I really wish I was.
This is where my money is going.
This is exactly where it's going. It's like, what is we doing then? Then they had the audacity. I know I got a clip in there, clip about somebody talking about it. But in the clip, he was basically saying that you cannot participate at this fight if you are overweight. If you're not, if you're a military service person that's not in shape, you cannot participate.
But I
But
thought
they
you said
were
for UFC.
so yeah, it's a UFC fight, but it's gonna be basically rich people and whatever military personnel that want to attend, they can get free tickets, but they won't get free airfare to get there, but they can get free tickets to the show. And for the military service members that are attending, they have to be in shape. They can't be overweight or anything to attend the USC event. Coming from a man who came past the fit test itself.
What does the fitness of the military members have to do with anything?
Because they got this whole thing now. Basically, I think one of them, I don't know if it was Donald Trump or one of his henchmen, but they basically tweeted out no fatties.
Henchman is crazy. No, fatty crazier. What
Oh,
is happening? Like what?
so I got a clip related to this UFC thing because this is the person who like almost
Wait,
like
wait, we didn't even introduce ourselves. We went straight into the
oh
shenanigans,
because this was some chaos. Okay, I'm Martel Roller.
and I'm Tina Marie. But
Yay!
anyway, yeah. What
So
is happening?
yeah, I want to play this clip because it's like this is the man who's also got rid of a lot of people was talking about with no fatties and all this stuff in the military, and he can't even keep up with the military drills. So yeah,
Yeah, roll that beautiful bean footage. Let's see it.
I promise you're not ready for this.
U.S. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth was spotted working out with U.S. troops aboard the ship USS Boxer, docked in Singapore. Hegseth was seen sporting a T-shirt with the words "This."
Why is he jumping like that? Why? I watched that for 10 minutes. Oh, I can't believe these people are running our country.
He looked like he was an extra in Footloose or something.
he looked like a toddler trying to keep up with everybody else. Like what?
Footloose? We're gonna call him Footloose.
That is the pure definition of no rhythm.
That's hilarious.
Oh, and then also, and it's like me. I talked about this with Tina earlier. Um, you people that's in relationship, you couple people, can y'all
Oh, this
say
is what we're gonna
something?
transition
Yeah,
into what?
yeah.
Okay.
Because I'll figure I get my rants first, and then get into the regular clips and shenanigans
You
we do
just
here.
you rant throughout, but go ahead.
Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But the couples, can
Mm-hmm.
y'all please say some people out here for people who ain't got nobody? I understand why y'all in a relationship. There's like this. I was on the dating thing, right? And there was this couple, guy on there, and he was like, uh, he's looking for a boyfriend, but he already has a boyfriend that he's in a committed relationship with. He would know about the boyfriend that's on the side, but you never come in contact with the other boyfriend. I'm like, what the
It's an open relationship. That's why I was
what
trying
in
to
the
explain
no? What in the double life is we doing at
earlier.
this point? 'Cause they're just like that one dude. I don't know if I play the clip on here or we talked about it, but it's just like that one dude who had a wife in New York. He had a girlfriend in California. He had a girlfriend in like Texas and another one in Arizona. But apparently, he lived with all 4 of these women. I don't even know how this was even possible at this point. Like, how do you have 4 different residents? Like, and then he tell each of these women, like, when he's gone to go live with one of the other women for however much time he with the other woman, he told him he on business trips. Like, sir, you was not on business trips this much.
That happens all the time, though. It's very often. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of women out there that don't mind their significant other being gone for months at a time. Like, oh, he just away on business. You hear that a lot, though.
I can't with it.
And I mean, they allow it. Number 2, right? And number 3, this is more common than what you realize.
It is. It shouldn't be common, but God.
Why do you feel like it shouldn't be common?
Because it's just weird. At this point, it's just weird.
It's relative. That's relative, but this is some people's norm. Now, I don't engage in it, but this is some people's norm.
But then people wonder why the STD rates is so high.
I mean, that's going to happen regardless because people are just hoes.
That too.
They don't have to be in a relationship. They don't have to put a title on anything.
Because at this point, if I'm going to be with somebody and you already got somebody, like, we all need to be living together because the cost of living is too damn high and how are you going to afford 2 different houses? Because in this economy, I don't know how anybody, unless you making, $200 million a year, I don't know how you can afford 2 different households. So we don't all gonna have to live at that point.
You said make it make sense some kind of way.
That's what I'm saying. Like, hell, make it make sense. Hell, we gonna be rich together all in one house. Hell, let's make it work.
I mean, I feel like it sounds like it's really exhausting. I barely want to keep up with one person. So, like, several other people and all of them different personalities, I'm good. And all the different drama, that's exhausting. That's very exhausting.
I wouldn't be able to do it. Like, it's just too much. And then to be a full committed relationship with like 2 different people or 3, like, I don't know. It's just one throuple. I don't even know how I came across them. It might have been through Facebook. Like, somebody shared one of their Facebook posts, and then I but they've been in a throuple for like years, and then it was like, I don't know, they somehow make it work. They've been living together in the same house or whatever, but I guess it's fine for them. All 3 of them are Mexican. So, but I'm like, yeah, I'm black, you're white, and he's white. I don't know how 2 white dudes and a black dude gonna mix together. I mean, 1 black dude and 2 white dudes.
I mean, look at Neo. He's very public. It's exactly what you're describing, though.
Yeah, but them hoes ain't bringing it. Those women ain't bringing in no money. It'd be different if they're bringing in some money. They ain't bringing in money.
They probably got their own little businesses. They doing something. Look, let me not say that. I'm gonna keep my opinion to myself. It's very expensive to take care of that many women that are attractive.
And why you think he been touring so much lately?
Oh, has he? See, I didn't know that. I mean,
yeah, these artists
ain't going to a Neo show.
So, Auntie Mary, because let me hurry. Okay, that's beside me. Okay, Auntie Mary. I don't know what the deal is or what's going on behind the scenes and what's going on in the background, but we know we care about you so much, Auntie Mary. We care about you. Whatever money you owe, please go start a GoFundMe because you is tired as hell. You tired on that stage, Mary. Is you got to go take a break, go take a rest. We don't know who you owe money to or what happened to all your money and why you doing all these touring so much and stuff. You had the Mary J. Blige concert tour, then you had the tour show at the movie theaters, and now you're doing a residency already just after coming off the tour. I don't know who you owe money to, but just go start a GoFundMe. I got $2 to start to help you out because I'm just saying you was in that chair fighting for your life, trying to get some breath, and that man had to bring you some water while you was sitting in that chair. Mary, I'm not saying this to be mean, but honey, go take a break. Please just go take a break. Go relax, go get some rest, and then come back and perform for us because right now you're tired. You're tired. Just please go take.
You done with the shade?
That wasn't shading her.
What if she just likes to do that?
To sit in the chair out of breath?
No, maybe she just likes to perform. I mean, that's what that was her career.
I mean, yeah,
but still,
yeah, but you know, you need to up your tour dates out or space the shows out because you're doing too many shows. I don't know if she's doing back-to-back shows. She's tired. She is tired and she needs some rest. Take a week or two off, or maybe a month or two, a couple of months. Hell, Vegas is hot right now, so you probably gonna want that hot Vegas money right now. But girl, around October, November. From November to January, Mary, I need you in the house. I need you in the house taking a good break. That's what I'm gonna need from you. Because we don't want you out here overworking yourself, and then you be one of those artists that they trying to lock up in a loony bin talking about they going crazy and stuff because they exhausted, like they try to do Mariah. So make sure y'all just get some rest, Mary. Get some rest. Okay. So the title of this show is corruption, because there's been a lot of videos that came.
What happened to the clip you was gonna show?
Huh?
I'm gonna get into it. I'm trying to introduce the hell heifer.
What?
So the title, you know what, Torian, whatever. So the title of the show is corruption. So Aaron and Don Lemon and I think I got a video from Rosy Cheeks, and it's some other stuff in here. They've been talking about the corruption and basically everything that's been going on in the last few months. And then we got another video that Utah did, which is some like crazy stuff because there was a city trying to ban pride flags. That's going to come in later. So like I said, none of this stuff is in order. So this show's going to kind of be all over the place. But let's get into that first clip and then we're going to discuss.
We have some news right now. The Trump administration is proposing that every federal employee, whether appointed by the president or career, signs an NDA. First time we'll see this ever happen. A draft notice was posted this morning by the Office of Personnel Management, and the notice essentially would require all federal employees to sign a government-wide non-disclosure agreement. Now, the purpose of it is simple, and as the Washington Post reported this morning, it would essentially be to crack down on speaking with news organizations. Now, it would be an optional form, meaning that federal agencies would have the option of whether or not to require employees to do so. But under the Trump administration, I guarantee you, if this rule passes, every single federal agency will require their employees to do it. What the Trump administration doesn't want is employees in the federal government to leak to the media, to the press. And see, I get it. I mean, I get tips in my inbox all the time from federal employees. But these federal employees wouldn't have to be emailing me and sending me tips regularly if what was happening was normal. So spread the word, follow for more.
So he hit it right on the head. So you guys didn't know lately, there has been a lot of leaks coming from within the government, and they have been trying to crack down so hard on people, talking to the media and putting information out there that they don't want to be put out there. Right before we came on the air, Trump was saying that he bombed levels that Israel's military and all these other kind of stuff. They have no more military level. Turns out it was a lie. He never bombed Israel's military forces at all. So how did that information get out? Somebody within the federal government leaked it, and they're trying to stop leaks from like that from happening. So he's doing a bunch of corruption. There's a whole bunch of federal employees around him. So how do you get these federal employees to stop talking? You make them sign NDAs. But then at the end of the day, it's like, how you gonna know who snitched? There are millions of, I would say millions. It probably is a million federal employees. Like, how do you know who snitched at this point? You still ain't gonna know. So I don't even think the NDAs, they can put them in place. The next administration that come into office, they're going to take it away probably. So he can put all that he wants in place, and then it's still not going. I don't think it's going to go anywhere, and I don't think NDAs are going to stop leaks within the federal government, in my personal opinion. And like he said, this stuff is only coming out or being leaked or anything because this stuff that's going on within our government, it's not normal. Just like our president trying to sue himself, it's not normal. Um, somebody had posted a picture, this picture right here, that I saw online. And when you read through it, like, this is our sitting president right now. Like I said, 440 times pleaded the fifth, 88 felonies charges, 34 felony convictions, 26 assault accusations, 7 times on the Epstein plane, 6 bankruptcies, first president to ever be charged with a state or federal crime, first president ever to be impeached twice, first president ever to be indicted 4 times, first president ever to have a mug shot. I really had to go back and look that up. I was like, he is all you want with a mug shot. The first president ever to have a probation officer. Now, this one I'm not sure about. I don't know if he ever been on probation. I'm not sure about that. I don't think that's the real thing. That might just be somebody. But first president ever to be charged with, that's the same thing that's at the top up there. First president, that's the same thing at the top too. First president ever to incite a domestic terrorist attack.
Maybe the probation happened before he was a president.
Oh, I might have to look into that.
I think you can't have committed a felony, right, to be put into presidency. I think that's the rule. Yeah, you can't be convicted of a felony before you become president. But you can still be put on probation for a misdemeanor.
And he got 3 baby mamas. I just don't think that out. When they be trying to talk about black people, like he got 3 of them up. Oh, but yeah, that's our current sitting president, corrupted president. So let's head into this next clip and then discuss. I have no idea what this clip is. I should have see if I would this is like I did last week. So last week I had everything put in order, but like I said, I didn't tell y'all. I'm tired. I was tired today. I'm like, I can't. I tried taking a nap and it didn't work either. But let's get into this next clip. So it looks like it's somebody trying to explain something and it might sound stupid. So here we go.
The president sued himself. He sued the IRS, but essentially he was suing himself. And then he settled with himself for $1.7 billion to be deposited into a slush fund that the president can use at his discretion to reward his political supporters. We found out just hours ago that in that settlement is included a provision that stops the IRS from auditing the president or his family. So instead of ending the Iran war, instead of trying to do something about these spiraling prices and costs that are being borne by families and the federal government, the president has spent the last few weeks reaching his hand into the Treasury, stealing from the American people $1.7 billion to be put into a slush fund that he controls to reward his political supporters, and securing an agreement with the IRS that no matter how much fraud or illegality he and his family and his business entities engaged in, they are getting off scot-free.
Well, that wasn't stupid.
Well, I felt like, so he got some talent. That took some talent to do and some balls, right? So I feel like if he used that and use it towards something.
Yeah, that's.
And use it towards something that is good for the American people, we'll be straight.
Right, but instead, he wants to use those people who are being rewarded for to talk about. They want to help the people who were indicted with the insurrectionists that when they stormed the Washington D.C. I'm like, why? No, Like you were basically doing treason to the United States. You were a domestic terrorist. Why do you feel like you need to be rewarded for being a domestic terrorist and trying to stop um, the certification of the election? Like what? What are we doing? Like no, they should not be rewarded at all. They should be sitting in jail. But instead, Trump get in office and let them in jail, and probably had the record still, so don't show that they was even arrested for it. So yeah, it's a mess. It's just a mess. Let's get into this next clip.
A Delaware judge just allowed corporations to vote in a town's election. A real headline in 2026. The town? Fenwick Island. It's a small beach town in Delaware. And well, now corporations are going to be able to vote in municipal elections in the town. Well, there is a surge of anti-corporate money and anti-corporate PAC, all of that across nationwide. In this town in Delaware, you're not only going to see corporate money flowing into these elections, well, the corporation itself can vote. So the judge ruled that essentially Fenwick Island was not diluting human votes by allowing companies and other entities to properly cast votes in municipal elections. See, the ACLU tried to block this. They said that corporations make up about 12% of the voting block. If you know anything about Delaware, this is where all corporations, or a ton of corporations, are actually incorporated because of favorable laws in the state. And now in municipal elections in Fenwick Island, you're going to have corporations actually voting. It's kind of crazy. Spread the word. Follow for more.
And so for those of you who don't know, Delaware is like, I think it's only the only state in the union that doesn't have sales tax in their state. So that's why a lot of these corporations set up like their headquarters in Delaware to avoid paying a lot of taxes. And so what he was saying is the island that he's talking about is that island pretty much doesn't have any residents. It's not producing any votes from that island because it's all corporations that sits on this island. So now when it comes to Delaware state elections or local elections in that area, these corporations, whoever is this person, I guess, I don't know if the owner or the owner sends somebody who's in charge. I don't know how it's going to work, but now these corporations can vote in elections that can really mess up some people. And I'm like, to me, I don't feel like no corporation should be able to vote in an election. I don't care if they're like, oh, this island is generating any votes. It just shouldn't happen. And like I said, we need to keep corporations, these large corporations should not be a part of elections. Because I don't know, to me, I feel like it's more people who are, I shouldn't say poverty. How can I say? I feel like it's not enough rich people in the United States to me. Like it's rich people, but it's more people who are it's more blue collar workers than it is rich people in the United States. And considering that we need a government who can make people or these blue collar workers' lives just a smidge bit easier and find some type of, something to help these people out, because without them blue class, what the hell says blue collar workers, without blue collar them people, that middle class and even lower class people, without them, buying the products, buying the homes, buying the stuff to upgrade their homes and all these other kind of stuff, without them people that's below rich people, rich people wouldn't have what they have. Like we are the ones who buy the products that they're selling for them to be rich. So, like I said, they should not have no type of right or a say so in a election. Wherever you live at, wherever's your main house is, wherever you at, go take your butt there and go vote in your local election. You shouldn't be able to vote where you live at, your main source of where your main place where you live at, and then vote as your company in a whole nother separate election. Like, no, that should not be able to happen. I don't think that should be a thing.
I agree.
All right.
We had major corruption use this.
Okay. So yeah, I have to figure out which clip was also. Okay. So let's head into the next clip. So like I said, he's had a very, very busy week with this corruption, a lot of corruption going on within the government this week. So let's continue.
We had major corruption news this morning. The White House intervened to get a $620 million deal for a company directly tied to Donald Trump Jr., the president's son. This revealed by a new ProPublica investigation today. Quote, the call came from the White House. We have to get this done. The White House pressured the Department of Defense to give this contract. The contract was for $620 million, and it was given to a North Carolina startup linked to Trump Jr. The startup is called Vulcan Elements. Now, Trump Jr. says he wasn't involved, but at the time where this loan was given, $620 million loan, dozens of companies were asking the Pentagon for money. And while Peter Navarro, a White House advisor to Donald Trump, personally intervened, according to ProPublica, to land this loan for this company linked to Trump Jr. Vulcan is a rare earth magnet company. Truly stunning news. Again, I encourage you to read the full article on ProPublica's website. Follow along for all the news you need to know about.
So now we just handing money to your son's companies. So we just handing over government money to our friends and families' companies. Like, what is we doing?
You knew that was gonna happen.
Yeah, and then people keep on saying, and his supporters like, oh, he's not doing anything illegal. He's allowed to do that. I'm like, are y'all sure he's allowed to do that? Because I don't think that he's allowed to do that. like when it comes to government contracts, it should be fair bidding. It should be, whoever comes with the best bid gets the contract, not, well, I'm just going to get a contract to my son's company. Like, that's not how that process should work. Do better. We need to do better as a company, and people need to stop making excuses for that man. So, yeah. So with because I can clearly see what this next video is. So with Pride Month being next month, Utah did something out of the norm after pride flags was banned in, I believe, one of their cities there. So I'm going to play a clip, and you're going to find out what they did. So here we go.
The pride flag is now the official city flag of Salt Lake City, Utah. This is not AI. But Utah just banned all pride flags. Last week, they became the first state in the country to ban pride flags from all schools and government buildings. So I thought this was fake, but it's very real, and the story is wild. What happened is Utah banned pride flags from flying on government property. So Salt Lake City, Utah took their city flag, and they made the pride flag part of it, so now they can fly their city flag legally.
I like seeing people outsmart people.
Okay, so break that down a little bit more. So Utah is a state banned.
So yeah, I thought it was a city, but yeah, so Utah, it was a state ban on pride flags on government buildings, and I think public buildings. So basically, they only allow pride flags are only allowed to be displayed basically on your own property at home. In so many words. So anywhere that's in public or government buildings, they will not be, you're not allowed to have any pride flags. So Salt Lake City basically is like, no, forget that. So for them to legally fly the pride flag on their building during pride, they turned their flag, which they took the symbol off their flag, and then took the actual pride flag and put their symbol on the pride flag and like, here go our new city flag. Boom, Pride Month. So yeah, they got outsmarted. And I'm sick of these Republicans thinking they can outsmart people.
Well, that was a good one. I like that.
Yeah. And then think about it, they all know, like, I just understand, like, sometimes I be looking at stuff and be like, that's none of my business. Like I said, even like with the throuple and stuff like that, it's none of my business. Live your life. It's not for me. Like Tina said, it ain't her lifestyle. It's not for us, but live your life, and let people live their life. Like, we don't, like, it's go crazy because like people are so against gays and trans people and all these other kind of things, but y'all okay with southern states trying to pass laws where grown men who are in their 50s can marry a 14-year-old girl. You guys are okay with that. You guys are okay with brothers and sisters getting together and having sex and then they have kids together. You're okay with that. Like, y'all okay with incest. Like, I don't understand what is the world problem? Well, I shouldn't say the world. What is the Southern people problem? Like, I just don't understand it at all. By the way, I don't know if I have a clip. I meant to talk about this earlier. So there's been these videos surfacing online about what's going on, and believe it's called Delaney, New Jersey, where there's this detention center there. They're holding like immigrants, basically Mexican immigrants in this detention center. And these people that's in this detention center has been reaching out saying that there's the conditions in here are unfair, like they're not treating us well, like we're barely getting food and all these other kind of things. So people been showing up trying to protest or whatever, like for better conditions, at least treat them like they're human, and I guess ICE officers and the police department and I don't know who else they called in, but they literally started attacking the protesters. When I say attacking, like they were like had the little is they still called nightsticks? The ones where it's like a metal pole with the plastic end? Those still called nightsticks?
I think so, or batons or something.
Yeah. So they were hitting, like literally hitting the people that was protesting with these batons, and then they out there with horses. So there's this one guy that I play a few of his clips on there. He was out there protesting. He was like, we were just out here peacefully, and he said the police just started coming towards us, forcing us to move. We have the right to protest. We wasn't technically on the property. We were just like at the entrance, like the gate entrance to the property. And he was like, they started hitting us with tear gas. And he was like, I don't know what kind of tear gas it is, but it was really strong tear gas. So he was like, they was hitting us with tear gas. There were people getting beat with the little nightsticks, the batons. It was horrible. And I'm like, people should have the right to be able to fairly be able to protest. Like our literal government was built on us protesting the England. Like we threw their tea in the water. Like that was like what is going? Let people protest in peace. From the videos I saw, like the people that was protesting, like they wasn't being violent or anything, but they decided to call in this huge police force and just start tear gassing people and beating them. Like, no, those people, those ICE officers and people who are doing the beating those people needs to be charged also. Let's be fair. Let's head into the next clip.
The White House this afternoon is furious that you keep showing images and videos of Donald Trump seemingly falling asleep during the day at various events, at cabinet meetings, etc. And so the official White House rapid response page is now taking screen grabs from CNN or taking 2-second videos of hosts or guests blinking and posting it as though they're falling asleep. Look at the one on the top left. Kate Boldane just fell asleep again as fake news CNN basically speculating about President Trump's health. Dana Bash falls asleep ahead of her 55th birthday next month. What is going on? Brianna Keeler says nap went perfectly after falling asleep live on air. Is Dr. Jeremy Faust sundowning? They're not happy that you keep showing images and videos of the President of the United States falling asleep days before his 80th birthday. And so they're doing this on your taxpayer dime. Spread the word. Follow along for more.
I'm just gonna let Tina cook on this one. I'm letting her cook on this one.
That's so petty. That's so stupid and petty. Who you're taking screenshots of people live on air blinking and then first of all, sundowning is crazy. Like you just said that man had dementia and he was such and such years old and he was sundowning on TV. Do you know what sundowning is? That's not sundowning.
And like he said, they're doing it on our tax dollars. Like y'all are really going through CNN footage and screen grabbing them with them blinking. Like, why is this what you're spending our taxpayer dollars on? You're paying somebody to do this. Like, what a waste. And people kept on saying he's gonna fix all the government waste, but he got money to pay somebody to go do screen grabs from CNN of people blinking.
And so this is the way I feel, right? So if the government is this I should be able to walk into any job as I am. Like I really like
I'm qualified.
What are we talking about?
Like at this point, I should be able to walk in and be like, I'm a I don't know, a architect, and don't have not us lack of architect skills, experience, building nothing. Or I could walk in like, I'm a surgeon, and get to operate on people. Like, give me hundreds of millions of dollars operate a year, and I'm just operating. Like, what? That's what the government feel like right now. A bunch of unexperienced people walking in jobs that just shit. No, the government is full of people who lied on their application. We know we all got them employees. Like, how did you get this job? You know, that's them. That's what our current government is. All right, let's head into this next clip.
California Governor Gavin Newsom has just announced that the state of California will tax every payment received by any Trump ally, or really anyone, from his slush fund at a 100% rate. Everything they get will be taxed if you're a California resident applying for the slush fund. That means January 6 defendants living in California, taxed by California, will be subject to a 100% tax for all funds coming out of the $1.776 billion slush fund. Now, Governor Newsom says that's an action the state of California can take, and they're taking it today. It's certainly one way to combat Trump's weaponization fund, right? Trump wants to pay out his allies and those who he says have been aggrieved by prior administrations, specifically the Biden administration. Well, those in Congress don't like it, and now state leaders are taking action to prevent individuals from actually taking your taxpayer dollars. So anyone in California will be taxed at a 100% rate. Spread the word. Follow along for all the news you need to know about.
So that's a good way to be petty.
A very good way. This man needs to run for president. I don't care.
When he was talking about that, I was really hoping he was going to run as vice president.
2028 needs.
Why do you have a random picture?
I still have this picture.
Ah,
I'm just saying. Gavin Newsom, listen, Linda. I need for you to run for president, okay? Because we need help. Help us. That's what we need from you. Help us. Okay. Let's head into this next clip because we still need help. And hopefully our help will come soon, because this man just probably just turned Texas blue for the first time in God knows how long. So here we go.
I think we just flipped Texas blue, all because of this man. This man's name is Adam Hoffman. He's 49 years old and he's a Texas attorney. And he went to jail because he sexually abused his son's best friend, who was a 14-year-old boy. And that 14-year-old boy testified in court that Adam Hoffman sexually assaulted him multiple times at Hoffman's former China Spring home over a 3-year period, beginning when he was in 3rd grade. And because of how egregious this case was, Adam Hoffman was facing life without parole until the Attorney General's office reduced the charges in exchange for a guilty plea. Mind you, the current Attorney General in Texas is Ken Paxton, who's a Republican. And Ken Paxton is the same man who just won the Texas primary on the Republican side for the Senate battle. And I don't know about you, but I think it's incredibly important that every Texan knows that a man who was sexually assaulting a 14-year-old boy for 3 years straight, who was looking at life without parole to pay for his crime, was saved by Republican Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton, who was going to give him a plea deal, who would have let the man plead guilty to 2 misdemeanors and serve a total of just 1 day in jail. He was also not required to register as a sex offender. This is the same Republican Attorney General from Texas, Ken Paxton, who has built a reputation attacking local district attorneys for being too soft on crime. But when it comes to bringing the hammer down on motherfuckers who sexually assault little boys, nothing. Crickets. This race is really going to come down to a former public school teacher who champions low-income working-class Texans versus a shell of a man who would rather protect pedophiles than protect children. Your fucking move, Texas.
That was a lot to unpack there.
When does the voting for like state government happen? What is it, governors?
So we do the in November. We vote for in November. So like we got so we're gonna have elections, so probably in August or September. So we got to pick who who's gonna be running against each other. Because like in our state, our governor is not seeking a new another term. So on both the Democrat Republicans got to go. Basically, both parties got to put forth one person on each side to represent in the final election in November. So yeah, we go November to vote. Texas, hopefully y'all turn Texas blue. Y'all attorney general, just like I said, let a child offender get off with 1 day in jail, and he didn't have to register as a sex offender. And this man the boy testified that he was sexually assaulted over a span of 3 years, and the attorney general's like, no, I'll drop the charges on him. Like, what is we doing? And like they said, like, and then they always talking about Biden this and Biden that. Like, we literally have a whole Republican Party who are protecting pedophiles. Like, they're still protecting Jeffrey Epstein. They're still protecting Donald Trump. They're protecting a lot of those, the people who they want to protect. I feel like the people that they released in the Epstein files is people that just Trump didn't like. If anybody noticed that, anybody that was in the Epstein file that they released publicly, it was because it was people that Trump didn't like. And by the way, the Pam Bondi, she's been diagnosed with a thyroid cancer. By the way, for those of y'all who don't know. Nope, I was gonna say something, but it's gonna be mean. So I'm just gonna head to the next.
I didn't know she had resigned when I saw that story.
Yeah, she did resign. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was gonna say something, but it was gonna be very mean and probably get us canceled. So I'm not gonna say it. So I'm just gonna head into the next clip.
Please go to the next clip. Thank you.
With rosy cheeks.
Yay.
Okay, so things just got even worse for Donald Trump because now 2 more additional performers have dropped out of the America 250 concert that Trump is hosting in Washington, D.C. between these 2 dates. When I first talked about this earlier, it was only 3. Now the Commodores and Martina McBride have dropped out as well. Earlier, the Commodores dropped out in a statement saying that their music is their voice and they will not be associated with either political party, so they will not be performing at the concert. And Martina McBride actually put out a full statement saying, quote, "I would like to talk to you all and clear the air. I will not be performing at the Great American State Fair on June 25th. I was presented with an opportunity to perform at a nonpartisan event, but that turned out to be misleading. So they lied to her to get her there. I've spent my entire career singing songs about real people with real issues. I've been blessed with the opportunity to be a voice for those who have felt like they didn't have one. It greatly upsets me that any fan who has been moved by my music may now feel like I'm abandoning the meaning behind those songs. I assure you that is not the case." So for those keeping track, we're now down 5 performers. Over 50% has dropped out and maybe more to come.
I need Vanilla Ice to go sit down somewhere. Why is he still even relevant?
Who?
Vanilla Ice.
Oh yeah, because he's still with a one-hit wonder. As far as I know, for the last couple of years, he's been doing like house remodeling or flipping houses or something as a career. I think I have saw
his whole career was based on Black culture.
Exactly. You go perform for somebody. You was gonna go perform for somebody who don't like Black people, and then the other time I saw Milli Vanilli on there. Like, did they get new lip sync voices, or like what was Milli Vanilli gonna do? And Flo Rida, he ain't been relevant since late 2000s. Like,
he wasn't relevant then to me.
Pretty much, because he had maybe 2 songs that disappeared. So it was just like the Commodores. It was like, okay, yeah, y'all lost some street cred, but a lot of those other people that was performing, I really didn't know who they was. And he just it's just this whole 250 thing. He's so obsessed with it. And like I said, you try to get these people to come out perform. Like, I was getting to the point, people like, yeah, we're not going to mess up our careers for you at this point. Like, we're not going to have our money stopped because you on this whatever agenda that you're doing. And I feel like these people, that celebrities who are publicly doing stuff for him, are just ones who either need something from him or they just desperate for some money at this point. A Kid Rock and that damn AI concert he had for the Super Bowl, it was like they lied. They was like, yeah, we spent days and days, like the show wasn't even live, first of all. And the people who were there was like, yeah, we spent days and days shooting, like a couple of days shooting that Kid Rock Day, and it was like they edited it to make it seem like it was a whole bunch of us there. It really wasn't. So, yeah. Let's head into this next clip. Here we go.
We have some news right now. ChatGPT wants to access your bank account. Yes, you heard that correctly. OpenAI, the parent company that created ChatGPT, is rolling out a new feature, according to The Verge, that will allow some users to connect their bank accounts to ChatGPT and their AI product to give advice to them on financial advice. How to buy a house, whether to buy a house, credit card advice, signing up for credit cards, all the jazz. This new feature is going to allow you to connect your ChatGPT to your bank account, 12,000 institutions nationwide. And it's going to give you advice on how to, quote, budget, cut back on spending, how to get a credit card, whether to get a credit card. And it's only going to start for the pro tier, those who are paying $200 per month for ChatGPT. And then it's likely going to be rolled out to other people as well. But you're about to have people making more and more purchases and more advice getting based on what ChatGPT thinks. We'll see what happens. Spread the word, follow along for more.
I would never. I am not giving letting it have access to my
First
bank
of
account.
all, let's roll things back a little bit. Which one of y'all is paying $200 a month for ChatGPT in the first place?
That's because I would never.
Why?
So I have ChatGPT, whatever the fuck it's called. I have it on my phone. So I have it on my phone, but I've only used it to create the book cover for my book. Other than that, I don't use it. And because it's been crazy, because I've been around people where we're having a conversation. I'm like, I wonder about such and such, and like we're not sure about something. So instead of people like Googling, they're like, oh, let me go ask ChatGPT. And I'm like, what?
Just use Google. You can
That's what
talk
I'm like.
directly into Google.
Like, no, I'm not going to use
Google is an AI.
Yeah. And then one thing so that's one thing people like these writers out here. First of all, so like I said, I have a book out, Will You Be Mine? It's available on Amazon. Make sure y'all go over and purchase that. Anthony Buchalter, Will You Be Mine? So this year I found out like somebody actually say this year. So wait, scratch that. So somebody was telling me that they were how can I put this? Somebody said they was having a conversation with somebody, and they said that this person was going to write a book about their life. And it was like, well, there's a lot of people know about your life, but then it was like they ain't gonna actually write the book, or they're going to have ChatGPT, whatever it's called, write the book for them. And there was this other guy at work. He was like, yeah, I've written a book, and he he showed me the book, and he was like, yeah, I use ChatGPT, whatever. So like, let me find out there's really hundreds of books out here that's not even written by humans. Like my book that I put out is completely 100% written by me. It's written by me. It's edited by me. Everything is by me. And there are people who are using a whole entire AI system to write novels.
If they making people, why you think they wouldn't write books? They're making whole personas. They got
you right.
Songs.
At the same time, I feel like human writers can connect more and get people, tuned into a book, because those books are human writers gonna have that human emotion into it. I don't think AI can, recreate human emotion like that, especially when it comes into a book, and especially depending on the type of book that you're writing. I just don't know. No, I don't feel like AI books should not be allowed. It shouldn't be a thing. All right. Let's head into the next clip with Don Lemon.
Courts around this country have been pulling back the curtain on what this Justice Department has been doing in grand jury rooms. And what they're finding is ugly. So have a seat and listen, everyone. In Illinois, A judge reviewed the grand jury transcripts in a case against people charged with obstructing an ICE raid. What she found was so damning that the prosecutors voluntarily dismissed all charges with prejudice once they got caught. Gone forever. The judge said that she had never in her career, reading hundreds, if not thousands of transcripts, never seen prosecutorial behavior like what she saw in those pages. She said the trust had been broken, that the government's sole job is to do justice. The government's sole job is to do justice. That justice itself is their client, and they betrayed it. That is what the judge is saying to them. And then in Wyoming, 3 federal judges threw out 9 indictments in 1 week. 9. The misconduct didn't start in the middle of the proceedings either. It started with the very first words the U.S. attorney spoke to those grand jurors, and it kept going, even during the breaks and conversations, off the record. In Rhode Island, a judge caught the DOJ, using a grand jury subpoena from Texas to try to sneak around a court order. They were trying to seize patient medical records from a hospital. When one judge said no, they went and found another jurisdiction to try again. The court said the conduct was unsettling, said the presumption that the government can be taken at its word no longer holds. 3 states, 3 courts, 1 pattern.
So those people who don't feel safe to go out and protest, just know, if you get arrested, you can go out and you'll be off, because once again, let people protest. Like, I don't understand what's big is. Let people protest. And like I said, the government, this type episode is best on corruption. And as we can see, the corruption is just going to keep on happening. So let's move into the next clip, because we got a lot of stuff to get through. We're starting to get low on time. So let's move into the next clip.
Donald Trump just completely crashed out and posted a lengthy essay after a judge ordered his name be removed from the Kennedy Center, and now says he has no interest running it anymore. He also blamed President Obama. This is the lengthy essay. He had to stop because of character limits, but essentially says that a judge appointed by Barack Hussein Obama blocked the Kennedy Center takeover and told him to remove his name off of it. And then goes and says, therefore, based on the fact that radical left Democrats care more about opposing your favorite president than saving a dying performing arts center, we are going to be working with Congress to transfer the institution back to them so they can decide what to do. He says, quote, I have no interest in continuing what could be a hopeless journey into Never Never Land. There has never been a president who has been treated so unfairly by the courts as but that's okay. I will continue to do what is considered to be great, a job for the wonderful people of our country. He's done. He doesn't want to do this anymore. Trump's done. Follow along for more. Off soon.
I don't think the Kennedy Center was a dying thing. Like, there were a lot of performances that was lined up for the Kennedy Center, and a lot of those performances canceled because you put your name on the building illegally, and now you're mad because they told you to take your name off the building.
Yeah, he's mad.
He's big mad. Like, sir, maybe you just go through the legal channels to do stuff. You wouldn't be having these issues. Next clip.
Donald Trump just got the ruling that he was dreading. A federal judge has ordered his name off the Kennedy Center immediately. A federal judge today ruled that the Kennedy Center was named after one president, not 2, John F. Kennedy, not Donald Trump, and that Donald Trump's name was illegally put on the side of the Kennedy Center building. And as a result, Trump's name must come off immediately. And so that's where things stand. Now, the Trump administration will likely try to appeal this ruling today, but it still has to come off, even pending appeal right now. There's no order that allows it to remain up. It has to be taken down. Changing the Kennedy Center to the Trump Kennedy Center was a marquee vision of Donald Trump's. He really wanted this to happen. He had been championing it for a long time, saying that he's remaking the Kennedy Center, he's remaking America's arts, and all for naught, because he did it illegally. The federal judge ruled that he had to go to the Congress. Only Congress can change the name of the Kennedy Center, not the president. And so his name has to come down. I'll have more updates for you soon. Follow along for all the news you need to know about.
Yeah, so he big mad. And the thing is, I don't know what he's talking. What good job are you trying to do for Americans? Like, I just don't get it. And I feel like he's trying to be this whole modern day dictator thing, because remember when he first got in office, what's his name? I believe like in China, North Korea, or something like that. I'm not sure if it's North Korea. Kim Jong Un, don't come for me, but these dictators in like the downtown areas of their city or the capital that they're whatever that government take place in, there's a bunch of banners of the dictator everywhere. And when Trump got in office, what did he do? He put banners of himself all over Washington, D.C. Like, how do y'all not see that this man is trying to be a dictator of a country that has a no dictatorship rule, and get mad he keep getting shot down by federal courts? Like, grow up, Donald Trump. Let's get into the next clip.
This is a cabinet meeting, folks. This is a cabinet meeting. Still touting that people who are 125 years old are getting Social Security payments.
I think we have a chance to save Social Security without doing anything to it by just the numbers of fraudulent people on Social Security, people that are 115 years old, 125 years old, getting payments. It's funny, I said, oh, do those payments get turned back? No, they accept them. Well, somebody's getting the payment. It's not a person that's 125 years old. But that's the least of it. The numbers.
Trump's lying. If you go to the Social Security website, ssa.gov, it says Social Security has an automated process where payments stop when you are 115 or older. Now, some of you might be saying, oh, so people get payments until 115 even if they're dead? No. For the most part, every single jurisdiction in the United States reports deaths to the Social Security Administration. So then they go, okay, this person died. We're not sending them payments anymore. But they continue to insist people are getting paid until 115, 125. They're dead. Well, it's not happening. And it is possible that someone could be on a list as someone that was a Social Security recipient. And if you look at their birth date, you might do math and go, wow, they're 100, they would be 157 right now. But that doesn't mean that they're getting payments. The fact that at one point they received payments doesn't mean they are receiving payments today.
Oh, Lord. Somebody needed to just tell him to stop talking.
I was trying to think of something. I'm like, that's just a new level of stupid. Like, how much stupid can you be? Because, my grandfather was receiving Social Security payments when he passed away. And you have to get something called a death certificate. And when that death certificate go through, the federal government can see that death certificate. You don't have to call them anything. They know when that death certificate is on file, they know, oh, this person died. So my grandfather died in December. Came January, there was no Social Security check deposited into his account because he was gone. And for him to think that people are still receiving Social Security payments after they have been dead for 20, 25, 30 years, like what kind of craziness does he think? I don't think he know how technology works.
He's gonna say that's where all our money is going in real life when it's actually the ballroom in the UFC fighting and slush funds and
that he claimed that the UFC is doing all that building that arena themselves. I don't think they're paying for all that, because UFC is owned by the same company that owns WWE, who is billions of dollars in debt from buying WWE. So how are they building the whole arena? Yeah, whatever. Let's move on to the next one.
Donald Trump's night is going from bad to worse as another federal judge issued a ruling that is going to be a big blow to him and his administration. The federal judge in South Florida overseeing the $10 billion IRS case that he tried to dismiss voluntarily, she just reopened it. And now she's probing to see whether Trump engaged in fraud on the court by settling the case for $1.8 billion weaponization fund and for that audit agreement that prohibits audits of him, his families, his companies. And so Judge Kathleen Williams just issued an order, hot off the press, after 35 federal judges essentially filed what is called an amicus brief, a friend of the court brief, demanding answers as to how this is even possible, how Trump can do this, why he's committing collusion and fraud on the court. And so Judge Williams is saying, well, I want to know too. let's reopen it. Let's investigate it, and is demanding that Trump provide answers by June 12th. A bad night is going to be worse for him very soon. Spread the word. As always, follow along, stay updated on all the news you need to know about. I'll have another update for you very soon.
I hope this is going to be grounds for impeachment. Because you dropped your $10 billion lawsuit, and then you just happen to have friends in the Treasury Department try to create a slush fund for $1 billion that you can use at your dispense. Yeah, there's definitely some corruption and some collusion going on, and there needs to be an investigation. And I can't wait to see the results of that investigation when those come out. I can't wait to see what his response is going to be. Also, I can't wait.
Who, Donald Trump?
Yeah. And with that being said, let's head into this next one.
We're learning more about the requirements for soldiers to attend Donald Trump's UFC fight on the White House lawn. A Pentagon official told CNN tonight, quote, "No fatties allowed." That's a direct quote. That's not my quote. That is from the United States Pentagon. Those who are overweight, soldiers who are overweight, will not be allowed essentially to get the free ticket to the UFC fight. As the Washington Post reported earlier, the White House and the Pentagon is actively trying to recruit junior soldiers to come in uniform and attend this UFC fight. They'll give them free tickets, but they won't pay for them to come. They won't pay their travel. They won't pay their airfare. And they have to meet height, weight requirements. And well, we're now learning they can't be overweight. They can't be, quote, a fatty. That's a direct quote from the United States Pentagon. Just based on those physical requirements, by the way, that they're putting out, the President of the United States would not be eligible to get that free ticket. Just letting you know. Spread the word. Full updates on my Substack, linked in bio. Subscribe for free. Follow along to stay updated on all the news you need to know about. I'll have another update for you soon.
I told y'all. That's y'all it was dead. It's the fact. And it's the fact. Can they please stop lying for that man? This man keeps saying that he's 6'3". Donald Trump, you're not 6'3". Stop lying to yourself. But I told y'all, the Pentagon literally said no fatties are allowed to attend the UFC fight. I told y'all. And with that being said, I'm just going to head into the next clip because I told y'all. Here we go.
So it's the middle of the night, and the White House just released Donald Trump's medical report from his recent hospital visit, and it is not great. We're going to get into some more of the serious things, but to start, here are the basic stats from this report. He is 79 years old, about to be 80. He's 75 inches tall, which is 6'3". He is not 6'3". He's also 238 pounds, according to the report. You can be the judge of that one. Here's where it gets weird. They say that he had a CT scan on his heart and it showed no obstruction or structural abnormalities in the scan. But here's the thing. Dr. Jonathan Reiner, the former physician for Republican VP Dick Cheney, went on CNN last night to talk about the report, and he said of this scan that Trump had it, it's a useful test, except he had that scan in the fall as well. And it's not typically a test that is done every 6 months. It's sometimes done more often if someone is having symptoms. Something to think about. It also says that Trump had an AI-enhanced electrocardiogram done, and that apparently, according to the scan, he is 14 years younger than his chronological age. Dr. Reiner talked about this as well, saying they reported that same thing last year, and when I discussed it with some of my colleagues in cardiology, everyone laughed. That is not a clinical use tool. That's not really a way to gauge cardiac health. So they're just throwing that in there. The doctor also genuinely said in the report that the bruising on Donald Trump's hand is due to frequent handshaking, which does not explain why Donald Trump bruises on both hands now. The doctor also says that Trump took more cognitive tests. According to him, he did very well, but I will let you be the judge of that one. And then the final page lists some of this stuff. It says that he's currently on this medication and that apparently he is in perfect health and he can carry out the duties of president. But Dr. Jonathan Reiner pointed this out as well. There is no mention of Donald Trump falling asleep in all of these meetings in that report. They just completely ignored it. So there are a lot of red flags in that report. If you're a doctor, let me know in the comments what you think about everything. But you be the judge if you think Trump is healthy or not.
So I only caught two.
You the healthcare professional, so I'm gonna let you take this.
So I only caught 2 of the 3 medications that were listed. The 2 I caught were for cholesterol. One is for overall cholesterol, atorvastatin, and the other one that started with an E is Brainam Zetia, and it's more So it's also a cholesterol med, but aimed at people with higher triglycerides. So that means his cholesterol is high, and specifically his triglycerides are high. Okay. Now, what I was listening to, him having like cardiac tests more than once a year at his age definitely means that something is going on, right? And then with the bruising that he's having on his hands, like a possible cardiac history, bruising on hands makes me feel like he's taking some type of blood thinner, which would make sense if you have issues with your heart. It could be your valves, it could be your arteries, it could be any of that stuff. I'm thinking more maybe he had a blockage or an obstruction, and that's why he's on the cholesterol medication, because cholesterol clogs your arteries. So kind of like maybe coronary artery disease, maybe I'm thinking. Because I mean, even if he was taking a baby aspirin, he shouldn't bruise like that. So I feel like he's taking some type of blood thinner. Which is okay because he is up in age. Like, it's not uncommon. So I just don't know why they would be scared to say, I mean, it's common at his age.
Because they don't want to admit
he's overweight.
I think they don't want to admit that they're right ahead.
I mean, he can have, he's older. He can have age-related cognitive decline. That's normal too, which is what they were saying was wrong with Joe Biden. But this is what we keep on saying. We keep on putting people in office that are older. So I don't know what people expect to be going on, and they running for multiple terms. They was already old the first term, So I'm not shocked to see him. He's aging, and it's okay.
Because he's been down there old my whole life. Donald Trump been old. Joe Biden been old my whole life too. So,
right. But for them, they silly for the excuses. They just look so stupid. And I'm a nurse. I'm not even a doctor. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a provider. I'm a nurse.
And she can even notice how stupid it is. Oh Lord, let's head into this next one.
65% of them can't read. That school right there, where everybody's fucking ghetto dancing for their diploma. 65%, nearly 7 out of every 10 of them can't fucking read. Only 35% of their graduates are capable of reading at a high school level. I have no doubt they can probably crip walk. They would struggle to read a fucking comic book.
Hello, fat racist fuck. You're wrong, as usual. So you got the percentage wrong, and then you got what the percentage means wrong too, because you're just fucking killing it, dude. Turns out it's actually 44%, not 35%. No clue where that came from. And it's 44% of students who have reading proficiency. And I know your dumbass looked at reading proficiency and said, well, if they're not proficient, they must not be able to read. Not only is that not correct, the truth of the situation is not just an inconvenience to your argument, it completely destroys it. So the truth is, in Louisiana, the only way you're actually considered to be proficient in something is if you're at a mastery or advanced level. There are 5 different reading levels in Louisiana, and only one of them means that you can't read at a high school level. The other 4, you can read at a high school level, just at different degrees. And very unfortunately for you, U.S. News actually breaks down the percentage of students that fall into each level, and only 7% fall into the unsatisfactory level. That means 93% of students at that school are reading at a high school level or above. So it turns out those kids actually do know how to read, and it's you who doesn't know how to read enough to stop being a racist piece of shit.
So it just, anybody that has taken a standardized test in school gets a report, and they tell you if you're proficient or not and what that means, and what percentage of everybody else that has taken that test where you fall. Obviously, he either never took the proficiency exam, because no, I think even private schools require that. Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's but back when I was in school, it was called the Terranova test, where we had to take these tests every year, and you take these tests and they determine what level you was at, and all these other kind of
Correct.
things. And we took that from, I believe, about 4th grade up until I think last year I took it like 7th grade year. It was last year that I took it.
So I think schools that receive government money have
Yeah.
to, okay, and that can be a private school. Okay, so that makes
Yeah.
sense. So maybe he just never went to a school that got government money and was required to take the test to know
Oh no,
that.
he
Or
definitely went to a school that got government money.
maybe he was homeschooled. I don't know, or he just didn't read his results enough to care because he wasn't
Like he just thought that
he
44%.
wasn't proficient. He wasn't proficient. He don't know what that means. So what are you talking about?
Yeah, he just
I
saw that
read my
number.
score.
He just saw that 44% on that graph was like they can read. Like, sir, no,
Oh,
you don't
because
know how
it
to
was
read
that's
results.
because they graduated? It's crazy.
You don't know how to read results. That's really what it is.
That's
All
crazy.
because
Let
they
them
was
kids
dancing.
because they graduate.
Had a moment, right?
Damn
Let's head
if
to
we do,
Disney.
damned if we don't. We can't dance
Right.
nowhere.
Can't have no fun. Let's head into the
Can't
next
do
clip for
nothing.
you. Happy birthday.
I'm hearing this bass thump, thump sound.
At first, she couldn't figure out where it was coming from. And then she realized it was the Bruno Mars concert at Rogers Stadium, which is more than 8 kilometers from her house. This was not a problem for her last year. She thinks heavy cloud cover may have played a role in the sound carrying all the way to her neighborhood on Sunday.
I think that it was the rain, the clouds that were just carrying this kind of sound.
Cohn doesn't expect it to be a problem moving forward, but not everyone can say the same.
It is loud enough that it's disturbing.
Robin Steinberg lives in a condo building right across from the venue. She says she can hear it even with her windows closed.
I wanted to have my grandchildren sleep over this weekend, and my daughter's like, well, are they going to be able to sleep through the noise? So it's affecting my life.
In a statement from Live Nation, the organization that promotes shows at Rogers Stadium, a representative told CBC News Rogers Stadium operates under strict sound regulations established by the city, with extensive operational oversight in place at every show.
Now, even though I ain't like Live Nation,
It was only 2 people that was mad.
Oh, that's probably just I don't know. It was probably more. So I'm not saw this
So
story.
is it really a problem?
I had to get this on here because it's not just it's not just Canada. So I've seen stuff like this in other cities, like here in where we live at, there by Franklin Field. There's a lot of people who complain about the noise that come from there, like they had the tacos and tequila thing. They complain about the noise level that's coming from there. And when I see stories like this, it really irritates me when I see these stories because I'm like, you chose to move into a building that's directly next to a stadium, and it's a stadium that don't have a roof. You chose to live there. The stadium was there before you were there. So you chose to live next to a stadium that's going to have baseball games, hockey, concerts. Like, what did you expect was going to happen?
That's like being mad that you live by a freeway or a railroad track.
I was going to say that because there are people like there's so much noise coming from the freeway. Like, but the freeway was there first, and you chose to live there. Like, I don't understand. Like y'all choose to live close to venues and places that's going to make a whole bunch of noise, and then you complain about the noise. But you chose to live directly next to a freaking stadium,
right?
Like, get your shit together. How about you just move?
They can do that
because obviously it ain't. It's not bothering young people. It's only bothering you old people. Move. Why would you want to live? First of all, why are you 80 living next to a stadium in the first place? Move. You're not going to go there for those shows. You're not going to go travel and do anything. You're not going to go to the down. Move. Let me head to this next clip because I just got mad.
Yeah, here come the ranks are coming out now.
Yeah. I'm afraid to go to the next one. I got mad.
How many days did Biden take vacations out of his whole presidency? Was it 40-something%?
You think that Biden has taken more vacation days than Donald Trump has?
Absolutely. I will guarantee you that's true. Look it up right now.
I'll look it up. So I linked the thing on, you can look it for known totals of vacation days.
You're giving me Wikipedia?
Is there a different source you would prefer?
Yeah, hold on.
I looked it up on
This says for Donald Trump's first term, he took 378 vacation days, and Joe Biden took 183 to 184. So Trump took about twice as many vacation days as Biden did.
Hold on. There's 1,460 days in an administration. So you just said 184. What does ChatGPT say?
Yeah. So the Republican National Congress claimed that Biden took 577 days. However, Snopes investigated and they found that he took somewhere between 183 and 184 vacation days, which accounts to about 12.5% of his term. During Donald Trump's first term, he took 380 days, which accounts to about 26%.
Let's not do this.
This was you wanted to go here, and now we're here. Now you don't like the facts. I know you hate facts are like kryptonite to a conservative.
If that's your argument, I know if we spend more time on this, I will win. But I'm just saying, do we want to spend more time on this?
I do. Yeah. Sure.
It's the fact that he said that facts is like kryptonite to conservative.
I mean, so anybody know that like Donald Trump was always on vacation, especially he did a lot of vacation
golf.
in his first time. Yeah, he did.
Golfing. He spent the majority of his first term golfing. And speaking of Donald Trump, let's watch the clip of somebody making fun of all the words that Donald Trump pronounced wrong.
Trump settled his lawsuit with the IRS and got them to agree never to audit him. In fact, his whole family is protected, or as he put it,
family's protected.
It all started when Trump sued the IRS for leaking his old tax returns and wanted to see them strongly reprimanded, or as he put it,
Strongly reprimanded.
Trump's team made the deal, and then they announced that there was no bias, or as Trump put it,
And then they announced there was no bias. No.
So now Trump won't face investigations about his taxes or his moves in the stock market, or as he calls it,
Stock rocket. You saw that, right?
the deal could block Trump from criminal investigations. So for him, it's pivotal, or as he put it,
Pivotable.
the whole thing could hurt Trump's approval rating, according to some of the latest data, or as Trump calls it,
Some of the latest, just the data that has been.
People were already upset about the ballroom and reflecting pool. Yeah, a lot of renovations, or as he puts it,
A lot of renovation. If you look at some of it.
overall, giving a leader this much immunity feels like something Saudi Arabia and Russia would do, or as Trump put it,
Saudi Arabia and Russia will repeat your.
That clears it up.
Saudi Arabia, Russia.
Russia. You say it so delicately. Russia.
I feel like those are words that a first grader can pronounce. He cannot
I agree.
pronounce that one.
I agree.
Oh, okay. Then we headed to the next story because this is the one that Tina been waiting for when it comes to, and it's the last clip of the day, where it comes to the governor's race and here in Wisconsin. By the way, the guy to do this news report, he is fine. So if he see this, call me, email me, comment.
Ooh.
But let's play the clip.
Running for governor, but you're breaking laws every day. I mean, why should Wisconsinites trust you?
You know, Wisconsinites seem to trust Donald Trump and Tony Evers.
I'm TJ. I cover news in southeastern Wisconsin, and this is...
My name is Carlos Dixon, and I'm running for governor of Wisconsin.
So Dixon has generated a lot of attention on social media this week, specifically in this River West neighborhood. He's been stealing signs, political signs, specifically governor candidate Francesca Hong and 19th District Representative Ryan Clancy, who's running for re-election. Take a look at some of these videos he has posted to his Facebook.
I'll have that. What's the name? Okay. We're not going to continue to put property over people all day long. Enjoy it.
First off, stealing political signs is illegal in the state of Wisconsin. But Dixon says he's not stealing the signs. He says he's holding them hostage, and he says he'll let them go when the state of Wisconsin is fully liberated. I asked him specifically why these candidates, and that's when he told me there's actually some Tom Tiffany signs in West Dallas that he plans to steal in the coming moments.
I see some Tom Tiffany signs out there. I'm going to go snatch those up if I get the chance.
He does not seem bothered at all by this being illegal.
If I do get arrested, I'll get out and I'll try to find some more signs.
So you're not concerned about being arrested?
Not concerned at all.
You notice there that entire interview was filmed in front of the Milwaukee Police Department's District 5. Dixon insisted that we interviewed him there to show how much he doesn't care about getting arrested. We reached out to police to see if they're aware of his behavior, his videos. They told us they have no calls for service of it. As for how he thinks he's going to do in November, he is certainly not holding his breath. Do you think you can win governor?
Absolutely not.
First of all,
TJ got nothing else to do.
TJ called me. TJ can get it. First of all, I think he knew people are not going to take him. Sir, I wouldn't even vote for you. First of all, in the whole interview, talk about running for governor with a do-rag on. I'm not voting for you. And then you going around stealing signs, and then the fact that you had him interview in front of the police station talking about you stealing signs out of people's yards, that's illegal. Like, what is we doing? Where is your family? Like, they really let you get on TV, local news TV, be like, yeah, I'm stealing signs, political signs. Like, what are we doing? Okay. With all that being said, it's that time way over. So it's that partner show where we got to head into final thoughts. So here's my final thought. Gas is still too damn high. Although I did see some gas for like $3.90 something finally. But still over here where I live at, they're still charging $4.9 a gallon for gas for I don't know what reason at all. They are price gouging like hell. Our government is corrupt. We need to make better decisions about the people we are letting in. And I think we starting to get to the fact where I feel like either we need to put age limits. I feel like we need to put age limits when it comes to our government and term limits. Because at this point, nobody over 70 should be running this country at all. That should just be a new thing. Nobody over 70 should be running the United States of America government. And that's my final thoughts for this episode. You muted, Heifer.
My final thought is UFC fight on the White House lawn.
Ghetto.
Exactly. If y'all vote for that man for governor, I swear to God.
He would have been a write-in on the ballot, so I'm pretty sure nobody even remember his name to even write it in.
If he keep on doing what he's doing there years and people don't take the government seriously anymore. So yeah, I can see quite a few people writing his name in on the ballot.
They will.
Okay. If y'all vote that,
like they was writing Kanye West's name on there.
Dog. So none of that. Stop complaining about noise when you live next to facilities that house large amounts of people. Okay.
That was there before you.
That was there before you. Yeah, I just feel like this show has just been a lot of just stupid decision making, and I kind of wish I would have seen my screaming friend with the glasses. That's all we missed for this one. He would have rounded it out nicely, and that's my final thought.
Which one with the glass? Oh, him with the red hair.
Yeah, the one we said, though his neighbors hate him.
I you saw my head. Oh God.
Mm-hmm.
Well, with that being said, I finally started. So y'all can go find us on X/Twitter now, whatever it's called. Same cast, different day on there. So now I've started putting our clips on there now, so you guys can find the shorter clips of us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. So make sure you go check out those pages. You could just search Same Cast Different Day Podcast, and our page will pop up. Or you could just type Same Cast Different Day Podcast into Google, and they give you all our social media links off. Make sure you guys can go check out my book, support my book, Will You Be Mine? Available on Amazon. Anthony Buckhalter, Will You Be Mine? On Amazon. And with that being said, congratulations to all the grads. Tina had a one that graduated this past weekend. So congratulations to all the graduates.
He graduated salutatorian for a ride to the 5th engineering school in the nation. So I'm proud of him.
Yay! And with that being said, we see y'all all on the next episodes of Shenanigans of Same Cast Different Day Podcast, and hopefully it won't be as much corruption mess and everything that's been going on this past week, because there's been a lot in the last week. So we'll see you all on the next episode. I'm ready to go to